Insight Central will be presenting top 10 signs that you're trying too hard for someone. Relationships can be tricky, and finding the right balance between giving and taking can be challenging. But sometimes we may find ourselves going above and beyond for someone, to the point where it's no longer healthy for us or the relationship. In this video, we will be discussing the top 10 signs that you're trying too hard on someone. By the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of what it means to have a healthy balance in relationships and how to avoid some common pitfalls. So let's get started. Sign number 1. You ignore your own needs. When you're trying too hard on someone, you may find yourself ignoring your own needs and focusing solely on theirs. This can manifest in various ways, such as canceling plans with friends to accommodate their schedule, or neglecting your own interests to spend time with them. You may find yourself constantly sacrificing your own needs for your partners, putting their happiness and well-being before yours. You may also find yourself constantly saying yes to their requests, even if it means sacrificing your own time and energy. Prioritizing someone else's needs over yours can lead to feelings of resentment, frustration, and burnout. It can also lead to a lack of self-care and self-love, which are crucial for maintaining a healthy relationship with yourself and others. It's okay to say no and prioritize your own well-being. By taking care of yourself, you will be better equipped to take care of others and build healthier relationships. Sign number 2. You put them on a pedestal. Do you put the person you're trying too hard on a pedestal? Do you view them as perfect and flawless, even when they make mistakes? This is a common sign that you're trying too hard on someone. When you put someone on a pedestal, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. No one is perfect, and when the person you're trying too hard on inevitably makes a mistake, it can feel like the end of the world. You may feel devastated and let down, even if the mistake was minor. Putting someone on a pedestal can also be a form of idealization. You may believe that this person is the answer to all of your questions, that they can make you happy and complete. This is a lot of pressure to put on one person, and it's not fair to them or to yourself. When you put someone on a pedestal, you also risk losing sight of your own worth. You may feel like you're not good enough for this person, that they are out of your league. Feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem may result from this. It's important to remember that the person you're trying too hard on is just a person. They also have flaws and imperfections, just like everyone else. Instead of putting them on a pedestal, try to see them as a whole person, with strengths and weaknesses. This will help you have more realistic expectations and a healthier relationship overall. Sign number 3. You plan everything around them. Have you ever found yourself constantly planning your life around someone else's schedule? Maybe you're always checking with them before making plans with other friends or family members. This is a clear sign that you're trying too hard on someone. While it's normal to make accommodations for the people you care about, it's important to maintain a healthy balance and not lose sight of your own needs and priorities. Planning everything around someone else can be exhausting and can lead to feelings of resentment, especially if the other person doesn't reciprocate the effort. It's also important to set boundaries and communicate your own needs and priorities to maintain a healthy relationship. It's not selfish to prioritize your own happiness and well-being. So if you find yourself constantly planning your life around someone else, it may be time to reevaluate your priorities and find a healthier balance in your relationship. Sign number 4. You constantly seek their approvals. Do you find yourself constantly seeking the approvals of someone you're interested in or in a relationship with? Do you often find yourself changing your actions or behaviors to match their preferences or opinions? If so, This may be a sign that you are trying too hard on someone. Seeking the approval of others is a natural human desire, but when it becomes excessive, it can lead to an unhealthy dynamic in the relationship. Constantly seeking their approval can also be a sign of low self-esteem or insecurity and can cause you to neglect your own needs and desires in the relationship. It's important to remember that a healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding, and that your partner should appreciate and accept you for who you are. So if you find yourself constantly seeking their approvals, take a step back and reflect on why you feel the need to do so. You are valuable and worthy of love and respect, and that a healthy relationship involves both partners being true to themselves. Sign number 5. You ignore red flags. When you're trying too hard on someone, you may find yourself ignoring red flags in the relationship. Red flags are warning signs that something isn't right and shouldn't be ignored. They can be things like constantly arguing, lack of respect, or even cheating. You may be ignoring red flags if your partner is constantly belittling you or make you feel inferior. You might also be ignoring red flags if your partner is hiding their phone or computer from you, or is always texting someone you don't know. Ignoring red flags can have serious negative effects on the relationship. If you ignore red flags, you might end up in a toxic relationship where you're constantly being mistreated or disrespected. Red flags are not to be ignored. If you're seeing warning signs in your relationship, take them seriously and address them with your partner. It's better to address the problem early on rather than letting it fester and cause more damage. Sign number 6. You can say no to them. Do you often find yourself saying yes to everything your partner wants, even if it means sacrificing your own needs? While compromising is an important aspect of any healthy relationship, it's also essential to establish boundaries and communicate your own needs. Constantly saying yes to your partner can lead to resentment and an unhealthy power dynamic in the relationship. If you feel like you can't say no to your partner, take a step back and evaluate why that is. Are you afraid of losing them if you don't comply with their every wish? Or are you worried about being seen as selfish? Your needs and wants are just as important as your partner's. Don't be afraid to speak up and assert yourself in the relationship. Sign number 7. You always initiate contact. Do you find yourself always being the one to initiate contact with your significant other or friend? It's natural to want to talk to someone you care about, but if you're always the one making the effort, it might be a sign that you're trying too hard. Think about it. If the other person never reaches out to you first, it could mean that they are not as invested in the relationship as you are. Always being the one to initiate contact can put pressure on the other person to respond, which can create tension in the relationship. Relationships should be a two-way street. If you're always the one making the effort, it may be time to step back and give the other person a chance to reach out to you. Don't be afraid to take a break from initiating contact and see if the other person steps up to the plate. If they don't, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship and your level of investment in it. Sign number 8. You don't have a life outside of them. If you find yourself spending all of your free time with this person, neglecting your hobbies, interests, and friends, then you may be trying too hard on them. You may feel like you need to be available to them all the time, even if it means giving up on things that are important to you. Maybe you stopped going to the gym because they didn't like you being away for too long. Or you stopped seeing your friends because they would get jealous. Perhaps you stopped pursuing your passions because they didn't share them. While it's okay to prioritize someone you care about, sacrificing your personal growth and happiness can be detrimental to your mental health. It's essential to have a life outside of your relationship and maintain your individuality. Your partner fell in love with you for who you are, not just because you revolved around them. It's healthy to have boundaries and enjoy time alone or with other people. Sign number 9. You're always trying to impress them. Are you constantly trying to impress someone? Do you go out of your way to show off your accomplishments, possessions, or talents? It's normal to want to impress someone you care about, but when it becomes a constant effort, it can be exhausting and even damaging to your self-esteem. You may feel like you're not good enough or that you have to prove yourself constantly to be worthy of their attention and affection. But here's the truth. You don't have to impress anyone to be loved and valued. The right person will appreciate you for who you are, not for what you can do or what you have. So take a step back and ask yourself why you feel the need to impress this person. Is it because you genuinely want to share your accomplishment and interest with them? Or is it because you're seeking validation and approval? You should never have to compromise your true self to impress someone. Embrace who you are and let the right person love you for it. Sign number 10. You always make excuses for them. When you're trying too hard on someone, you may find yourself making excuses for their behavior or mistakes, even when it's clear that they are in the wrong. You might blame their actions on external factors like stress or a bad day, but find yourself downplaying their mistakes to avoid conflicts or disappointment. Perhaps your partner is frequently late to important events or forgets important dates, but instead of addressing the issue, you make excuses for them to your friends and family. Or maybe your friend is always flaky or unreliable, but you make excuses for them instead of holding them accountable. Making excuses for someone can be a sign of enabling, and it can prevent the other person from taking responsibility for their actions and making positive changes. Additionally, constantly making excuses can lead to resentment and frustration on your end, which can damage the relationship over time. Holding someone accountable for their actions doesn't mean being overly critical or confrontational. It's important to communicate openly and honestly with the other person and encourage them to take responsibility for their behavior. That wraps up the 10 signs that you're trying too hard for someone. A healthy relationship requires balance and mutual respect. If you recognize any of the signs in yourself, it's time to take a step back and reevaluate your actions. It's important to prioritize your own needs and interests, and to communicate openly with your partners about what you both want and need. Don't be afraid to seek help or support if necessary. And always remember, you deserve a relationship that brings out the best in you. Lastly, if you found this video helpful and informative, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great contents like this. Thanks for watching.